actually Dr. Muhammad, who is a psychiatrist. Probably all know Dr. Muhammad. He was supposed to be here, and he wanted to talk to you a little bit about psychological aspects of education and career advancement. But he is at the hospital. Okay, and he's running late. We're not sure at the moment if he'll be able to make it, but so we will swap my presentation with his, and hopefully he'll be able to make it. Myself and Joe, we will be talking to you about opportunities and training opportunities in careers as software developer. The term software engineer, software developer is being used interchangeably. There are many people that work in this field as software developers that are not engineers, and they have not earned an engineering degree, and some of them get paid as much. Some of them get paid as much as those who have engineering degrees, and the reason is that the demand is so high that employers don't feel pressured, or they don't have the luxury of picking those who have engineering degrees. Of course, an engineering degree in computer science, in systems, in electronics can give you an edge, and will definitely make you more appealing to many employers. But there are many developers out there that are self-taught, learn the job as they did it, or they took certifications, and that's which is a very established path now to getting in this career. It's just earning certifications. You learn, you prove yourself, you prove what you're worth by earning certification. So we'll talk generally about what kind of development is out there now that is in demand, and I will then focus on what I do and give you a little bit of what I know, and see if you are interested. So, okay. What you're looking at is a website. This is Microsoft Virtual Academy. Microsoft has, in the past few years, they have changed their mindset and their approach to the marketing and to designing products completely. And that's one of those aspects. Actually, they are now kind of open sourcing. They are giving away the knowledge and years and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of work. They are giving it, opening it for developers to see how it's done and learn from it. And there is, of course, a strategy behind that. The strategy is the more the educated developers are out there, the more applications and more software they will build by Microsoft and for Microsoft systems, operating systems, and other products. And the more Microsoft will make money out in a different way. So software development is what do you develop? You can develop Windows or whatever operating system is. We call them system or desktop development.
Yeah, operating systems. But however, Windows 10 is actually being pushed actually for even the embedded devices as well. So they have a version of that they offer for embedded system designs, which can run in different things. The big thing now, Internet of Things, and they're really pushing that right now with Windows 10 and making it very affordable and accessible to everybody.
That's right. So Windows used to be on a computer. Now Windows is on a phone, and Windows is on a tablet, and now there are devices that are not a personal device that you use every day. Devices such as a controller that controls like a garage door that can have an operating system on it. Of course, a subset of Windows, but it has the full capabilities of Windows and offers a lot to the developers. So you can build applications for desktops. for computers or for mobiles or for tablets. That's what the one thing you can develop. Game development has been for the past 10, 15 years a very exciting and interesting field.
And believe it or not, there are some universities now that offer a degree in game development. So
A
those
degree
are out there.
in game development.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. This is an example of how the market changing is forcing universities to change their traditional type of programs, such as computer science. Now, you can't teach all this. You can never teach all this within a one computer science program. So they had to come up with more programs, certificate programs and others to be able to teach the diverse, broad types of applications that people can build. Web development is building websites, and now it's beyond, a website now is more than just a website. It's more than just a web page that you click on a link that takes you to another page that has information, pictures. This is an app. This is a program that is running on the internet, and you are interacting with it as it it looks like just like a web page, but it's a program. It's an app. Database. A database is a file set that contains data, and it grows continuously as data is being entered in it. And there are every other application uses a database to be able to offer you information and interface and take your requests. So database development is a big thing now. So those are the types of things that software developers build. And what we are going to focus on today is just what I do. It's a different type of software development that is software for machines, software to control machinery and handle that human interaction to them. That is not listed here, but it's another field of software.
Human-machine interface.
Human-machine interface, yes. I wanted to show this here because this is now it started as just a repository for a couple of courses that were offered by Microsoft experts, and now it has turned into a community of experts that are sharing training courses, users that are sharing their own projects that they tried and used, and it's continually growing every day. So a little bit about developing applications for desktop. The tools that were used in the past to build an application like or build a website. The tool itself, one of them is the Visual Studio. This is a design tool by Microsoft. This used to be a product that costs you money in order to be able to develop something. Now it is offered for free. It is a free tool now that you can use if you are a person, not an enterprise, not a company. You can use it and develop application, different type of application, and it's really, like I said, it's millions of hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of work that is being now offered for free. So a desktop application that looks like any Windows app that you can find on Microsoft Store, on Windows Microsoft Store. Like, let's see, what is that there? This is built using Visual Studio. This is the tool that designs all that. And right, like I said, it's now being offered, and now it went from being a product to being a tool that you can use for free to build great apps. And like I said, the type of applications you can build is for Windows, for a machine, a computer, can go to, you can build another application for a mobile device, tablet, and now you can build one application that can run on a device, on a tablet, and run also on a computer, and would be the exact same one. They call it a universal Windows app, and that also you can do all that using Visual Studio. This is a design tool. So I will get to it. This is a database, a sample of a database. Like I said, it's a file set that continues to grow, that grows continuously. That's made up of tables. Those tables hold information and everything that you use in an app is a feature in a table in that database. Any website that contains filters, those are data that is being pulled from a table in a database. It looks like this, and you can query it to get information, or you can program it to display information automatically. All sorts of things. I don't want to distract myself. Let me show you one thing. So,
Visual Basic?
software. Visual Studio is an environment that you can build in.
Used to be Visual Basic.
Visual Basic, Visual C++, Visual C.
Visual C Sharp, C++, now they have brought in Java. You can build, now Visual, Microsoft has opened this tool to, they are bringing in what they call a plugin. It's that they can connect another piece of software to this. So now within Visual Studio you can build apps for Apple phones and Apple devices. That used to be this is a big thing, and it was big news when Microsoft introduced that you can build apps, applications for different ecosystems, for different operating systems within the same environment. So this is an app that I just chose to show you randomly. This app is not a window, it's not an app to do anything on a computer. You can run that app on a computer, or you can run it on a mobile device. But this one was built for a machine. It controls a machine. The machine is a washer, but that's not important. The machine is a washer, but it can be any machine. And the app is what we call a human-machine interface. It's a way of interacting with that machine. This one is built with an older version of Visual Studio. It's a very old one, but modernizing it right now. And it's to control that machine, to give an operator functions to work on that machine. Those are buttons that an operator can press. Open, close the door of the machine, tilt that machine forward and reverse, to rotate that basket. It's a washer. So different things. The important thing is developing software can go beyond just software that a regular, normal, everyday user can use. It's also, you can build software for machines, and this is what it is. So what controls the machine? How does the machine, how can you put that software in the machine? There are what we call controllers. This is a type, PLC controller. This one is a PLC, yes. There are different types of controllers, but this is something that has been around for 10, 15 years, I think. It's not something new at all.
Yeah.
What is new is the way that you can program. The way you can program it with modern tools that are not very sophisticated in terms of the language. The language is something that you can learn as a high schooler. C++, C Sharp. It's something you can take classes and learn.
Right.
Now you can use that language to program a machine. In the past, what controlled machines used to be chips that have very sophisticated, complex type programming languages that you have to use in order to program those machines. In this case, now the modern tools are making this more and more simpler and more modern and easy to deal with. This is software that is written in a language like C++. And me and Joe wanted to give you an even more exciting experience of writing something in a workshop like, but we couldn't manage to fit that within this event, but maybe we will do that in the future, inshallah.
Right. But one thing about when you're learning programming languages, it's like learning multiple languages. Once you learn one language, it helps you learn the other languages, you know, because a lot of it applies to the different languages, and some of them are actually based off the other one, you know, an older version, whether it's like C, C++, and even into Java and some of the other ones, they have some things that kind of relate to them. And so, but, you know, for someone like in high school or something who wants to get started and learn stuff, they have a thing called the Arduino, and they made it real easy to learn to program and control stuff. And there's like tons of information out there for it on the internet. You know, really nice something to pick up and start playing around with, learning controls and stuff. And then there's another one called the Raspberry Pi, which is gives you a little bit more capability. It actually runs a Linux operating system, and you can do the controls like you would do with the Arduino, but you can also do Internet of Things devices, whether it's running it on Linux or running off of the Windows 10 version that they have out for it now. And both of these controllers are actually pretty low price. You know, under $25 for Arduino. If you get the knockoffs, they're like 9 or 10 bucks. But the Raspberry Pi is about 35 bucks, and they're very capable controllers, and they're good to learn on and to do your coding and do controls, and it's
I play with stuff.
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah. It's not, you're not blowing up your dad's computer. If you mess up anything, it's just a $35 microcontroller, but it's a great learning tool, and they're readily available and pretty. They got a lot of capabilities.
Exactly. But besides, is that everything you can do on they call these prototype devices. You use it to build a prototype for something that is much larger, something that is real, like a controller for a machine. The Arduino and the Raspberry Pi that Joe was talking about.
Yeah.
But now, what is really new and exciting is that you can program it in the same language that you will carry over and use on a actual real-time controller like this one. This one is the brain of a machine that goes in a machine. You write your software in whatever language on it. You burn that software on a little CF card, much like this one. You put it in, and then this is connected to a whole bunch of sensors on that machine, and that's how you control it. It's just like that, and you can get a feel for this entire process by using one of those prototyping devices that Joe just was just talking about.
I mean, whether you're doing web page development, developing apps, or learning the Internet of Things controlling stuff by using through an app or a web page, you can do all the development plus learn the controlling items through the I/O on it.
Okay, that's right. So computer science, that's one of the most traditional school programs that prepare you for this kind of business, but there are others.
Yeah, there are electrical engineers that do programming as well. Myself, I've had some experience in doing embedded controls and doing hardware design, but you know, there are some electrical engineers that wind up just doing software development, just like computer scientists. We're very fortunate in Bay County. We have at FSU probably one of the top computer science programs and a very good electrical engineering program right here in Panama City. So I suggest, if you want to help out, is to help yourself out, is go to a local school here and save you a little bit of money for your parents. Plus, it's actually probably better than the local. It's probably a little bit better than the Tallahassee campus as far as the computer science and electrical. It's a good opportunity, and to learn in a nice environment, in a smaller classroom. Yes.
Sorry. I just wanted, like, could you maybe elaborate later on how important this field is now and how it's a growing one? And I think on how, like, maybe to encourage maybe high school students here and to start to learn how to code and.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, software's in everything. Everything's becoming controlled by some kind of controller. Some microprocessor is in just about everything. There's a handful of them in every single car, in your car. You know, whether it's controlling the radio or controlling the fuel management system for the engine. They're putting them in refrigerators. Everything's going to be connected eventually. Your refrigerator will start telling you, hey, you need to, here's your grocery list. It'll be able to tell you things eventually. And so there's controllers everywhere, and we do need the software development. And that's one reason why the Raspberry Pi was actually invented in England by some professors because the lack of interest in young people in doing software development. So they came up with this and made it really low cost, and they put a lot of information out on it. And I think they were really surprised how quick it took off because it really took off over in Europe and United States, and it gives them an opportunity to do development and stuff that you really wouldn't have an opportunity to do.
Open source.
And it's all open source. Lots of information out there, and they made it really cheap, so you have access to it, and it'd be a great thing to play around with. We should probably do something at the school, and show some of these kids. Set up a good demonstration would be really good. And get some hands-on stuff on it.
To trigger their interest, what I fail to do in this demo really is give them a hands-on demo. Complete this board with some more components and show them that they can do something with it, and have them to actually try and type in a couple of lines of code that would make it work different.
And they even use that little for game development. What was that one program that your brother used to? No, he used to play the one where they build everything with the blocks and they dig. Minecraft. Well, I actually have a version of Minecraft that runs on the Raspberry Pi, and they actually use that for tool, helping to get kids interested and teach them how to mod Minecraft, and you learn to write some code, allow you to do some special things within Minecraft. So it's a neat little introduction tool, and they've made a lot of little simple softwares from really basic, so actually very young kids can actually learn to do it, and you get more complicated as you go up, as you gain experience. And so it's a great tool for teaching the kids and young adults and older adults that want to play with it. Actually, I have a couple of them. I play around with them and doing different development stuff. It's fun. I don't get to do that now in my career. I had to move on to management part and not the fun part. So.
And it really is, it's making things, that you are making new things. Every project you take, you are making things. It's like you feel like you are inventing. It's not really inventing something, but it feels just like that. It's awesome. And just to show why this demand is increasing, it's because there are more platforms that they need software for, emerging platforms that did not exist a few years ago. And if it was to go at the same pace, how Windows evolved from Windows 1998 to Windows 10, it took almost 18 years to get to where it is now. If they are going to wait for 18 years for those new platforms to reach this, they don't want to wait that long. So that's why they are open. They are open sourcing their design tools and making this more and more available for more developers. Here is in one of those new platforms. Have you heard of HoloLens? Let us show you something that this is a.
I struggle with bipolar depression. It's hard.
Today, we're going to show you some of our work on our holographic anatomy program.
So this is a device, a new product by Microsoft. It's right now. It's at 3. It's not yet for sale commercially. Yes, we will. It's basically a hologramic device that not virtual reality. It's called augmented reality. You will be able to see everything around you, but you see objects that are holographic on top of that. So you are seeing the wall, but you're seeing this. You are actually, this is a view of what this guy is seeing wearing that device. And this is an application that was developed by a university, a medical school, for that device. That device now is it was born last year, technically. It was born last year, so there is nothing, if they would sell it, it would be $3,000, but there is no software for it. There's nothing that you can really pretty much do with it. So they want to build that many applications for it as fast as possible, and the only way they can do that, Microsoft can do that, is by letting all those people contribute, as many people as they can. So this is what one university built, actually,
Now,
with that
anatomy
device
is
in
all
cooperation
about
with
mastering the
Microsoft.
complex systems in the body. And you can see from the digestive system here that there are a lot of parts in a small space. And students need to understand not only how these parts fit together, but how they work together. Henry, can you tell us which organ in the body aids in digestion and also makes insulin?
Yes, that would be the pancreas. It'd be a little hard to see it behind the stomach here.
But thankfully, with HoloLens, it's really easy to get the best view of things.
Now, another area that's difficult for our students to fully grasp is the nervous system. HoloLens can make this much easier by improving our interactive learning beyond the single classroom. Professor Mark Griswold can teach us about the anatomy of the brain, even though he's in Cleveland. Let's show you how this works. Are you there, Mark?
I am. Hi, Pam. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our new classroom. This is our new system that allows me to teach and interact with you even though I'm not there at Build. I'll tell you, this feels really natural. The three of us can see each other as we're talking, which makes us feel connected. And even though you can only see my head and hand, you get a sense of my body language. This is really changing what it means to be in class.
Mark, let's show them the white matter tracks. These tracks act like superhighways, allowing messages to travel from one part of the brain to another. This example comes from an MRI scan of a real patient from the laboratory of Professor Cameron McIntyre at Case Western Reserve University.
It's critical that our students know how these structures relate to one another. I can tell you I've looked at data sets like this for over 10 years, and I never fully understood their 3D structure until I saw them in HoloLens.
Okay, as much as I fell off the couch the first time I saw this, but this is real and it's being built now, and they need developers, and obviously they need different kinds of developers. Someone with a medical background would
Actually, one of the fastest growing fields in engineering is biomedical engineering. That's a little bit difficult to get in, but basically you almost do like the first few years like you would if you were preparing to go into medical school with your, like a chemical engineer or a medical student would your first couple of years, but then you start specializing in the engineering part. And oh, by the way, if you get a biomedical engineering degree and you decide you want to become a doctor, you just done that unusual thing that's going to set you apart from the biology majors, because you're going to have, biomedical engineer. So although it's going to take you an extra year to get there, but it's a very good field to be in. And stuff like this requires engineering. It requires the software, the programmers, and someone with medical knowledge. Even though they're not, you'll have a doctor who works with, a software guy who works with the
that's
engineer,
not
or the biomedical engineer who has a background of a little bit of all the things. So.
Definitely would never be a one man show. This is a work of a team with different backgrounds and different experiences. Another type of device that Microsoft presented, and they presented it with an amazing, what I think is an amazing story that I'd like to share with you. Another device that a developer helped create.
To imagine what's possible. Imagine what Boeing can do to the business applications in the aerospace industry. What Case Western Reserve can do to medical education. What NASA can do for space exploration. What a fast food restaurant can do for order taking through a drive-through using Chris. What a news organization can do to be able to interpret all text, all images, all videos on a social media.
This is Satya Nadella. He is an Indian-born
And
American
one
who
developer
rose from an
truly
employee
inspired me this
at
last
Microsoft
year.
in India to
Very close to
CEO
home for us
of
at
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
This is the new CEO
I
of
want to
Microsoft.
see what he dreamt of. Roll the video.
I'm Sakib Sheikh. I lost my sight when I was 7, and shortly after that I went to a school for the blind. And that's where I was introduced to talking computers, and that really opened up a whole new world of opportunities. I joined Microsoft 10 years ago as a software engineer. I love making things which improve people's lives. And one of the things I've always dreamt of since I was at university was this idea of something that could tell you at any moment what's going on around you.
I think it's a man jumping in the air doing a trick on a skateboard.
I teamed up with like-minded engineers to make an app which lets you know who and what is around you. It's based on top of the Microsoft Intelligence APIs, which makes it so much easier to make this kind of thing. The app runs on smartphones, but also on the Pivot Head smart glasses. When you're talking to a bigger group, sometimes you can talk and there's no response, and you think, is everyone listening really well, or are they half asleep? And you never know.
I see two faces. 40-year-old man with a beard looking surprised. 20-year-old woman looking happy.
The app can describe the general age and gender of the people around me and what their emotions are, which is incredible. One of the things that's most useful about the app is the ability to read out text.
Hello, good afternoon. Have you seen the menu?
Great, thank you. I can use the app on my phone to take a picture of the menu, and it's going to guide me on how to take that correct photo,
Move camera to the bottom right and away from the document.
and then it'll recognize the text. Read me the headings.
I see appetizers, salads, paninis, pizzas, pastas.
Years ago, this was science fiction. I never thought it would be something that you could actually do. But artificial intelligence is improving at an ever faster rate, and I'm really excited to see where we can take this. As engineers, we're always standing on the shoulders of giants, building on top of what went before. And in this case, we've taken years of research from Microsoft Research to pull this off.
I think it's a young girl throwing an orange frisbee in the park.
For me, it's about taking that far-off dream and building it one step at a time. I think this is just the beginning.
So another thing, and these are platforms that will keep coming up. Wearable electronics, a big thing that is throwing a lot of buzz in the tech field. That there are so many devices now that you can wear, and those devices are not just connected to the internet or connected to you that you can read information or take calls. They are giving you constant feedback. They can record your heart rate and save that to a cloud, record the mileage you have, how many miles you ran, and save that to a cloud so you can view it later. Devices, new devices that are going to keep coming up, and development needs for those that things that didn't exist before, that you need more developers for. So we encourage you to look into it. There are, like I said, many learning resources, and they keep growing. Learning communities online, like Microsoft Virtual Academy that I showed you earlier. There are so many.
Google, there's a whole bunch. I know you folks Microsoft a lot, but
Exactly.
Cisco is big too. Cisco
Yes.
and Google are very big.
That is right. Google is also, they are coming up with devices as well. They are actually, they are the first ones that came up with the intelligent glasses, but then they had to pull it off the market for PR.
What's PR?
public relations. The glasses were, they were glasses that are equipped with video cameras.
Oh.
And they stirred a lot of controversy over privacy. That you can wear those glasses and walk around taking videos, taping people, and they are not aware of. And they knew that they were going to be hit with so many lawsuits, so they decided they pulled it off the market until they can come up with a smarter approach to building that device. They are still working on it, but it's not for sale anymore. The Google Glass. And it is expensive. Any questions? Okay, well, it's 8:30. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very
And like
much.
I said, sources that were in this, those presentations, the links, the video, that's all on the Facebook page. So please take some time, go take a look at it. And thank you for coming.
Thank you.